Today we're working with our friends at Power Lodge Bike Barn in beautiful Sauk Rapids, Minnesota.
Hi folks, I'm Nate with Two Guys to Ride. Today I'm in beautiful Sauk Rapids, Minnesota, and I'm at the Bike Barn, Power Lodge Bike Barn, and I'm here with Pete. Pete, thanks for spending some time with us.
Thanks, Nathan.
I'll tell you what, you may have seen this guy before. He's quite the character, so we're glad to have him today, and we're going to do a review on this. What do we have today?
This is the new Pro 10 XL, and this is a 2025 model, new to CFMOTO. This is in the camouflage crew cab.
All right, and you do have also in black, and I think you've got it in red here in stock as well.
Yes, correct. They got red and black.
Okay. All right, so, let's just start with the lighting in the front. I'm assuming this is all LEDs.
All LED, yes.
Okay.
Very bright, very good lights.
Are these just running lights? Are these fog lamps?
They're an accent type light, and it is LED also.
Okay. All right. And then you've got a winch in the front. How many pounds?
This one will have a 4,500 pound winch on it, standard from CFMOTO.
Okay. Let's talk about the suspension a little bit here. What do you have as a basic setup?
It's an A-arm suspension, shocks, basically like an automotive type setup.
Is that okay?
Yep.
All right. Now, under here, we've got a few things that you can get at.
Yep.
So take a look at that.
This just pops up like this, pull it up, a couple things there, comes out. You're going to have your radiator overflow, your brakes, you've got some components for your winches, and then electronical hookups that for diagnostics, different things or whatever it may be.
Okay.
So,
all right. And then is there now I know inside, and we'll see this when we get in there, there are some dummy switches where you can put in what you want.
Correct.
Is that connection, is that into here, or is that into somewhere else in the vehicle?
It's going to be, you could connect stuff in here. There's different locations where you can hook stuff in.
All right, so you can add stuff and that's where you go.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Radio antenna, I'm assuming?
Radio antenna, it's forward because with the tilt out windshield so it doesn't grab that antenna,
Okay.
It looks a little odd, but it does the purpose. Radio reception's superb on this thing.
All right, and so now this one doesn't have a windshield installed, but that is an option?
Right, you can get the power tilt out that you can have partially open while you're driving. So you can increase your airflow if it's warmer, just to kind of control your environment in the unit while you're driving. You got a wiper kit, washer kit for it. You can get a solid non-tilt. You got poly ones also if you want to stay low budget.
Okay, and I'm assuming if you can also probably get regular solid cab doors?
Yes, yep, they're add-ons. You can do it on this one or the regular cab. Very solid power windows, very nice doors.
Okay. Now, this one has this, because of the way it's clipped, does not have a climate control system in it.
Correct.
So, is that available?
It is in the Highland Edition, which is going to be a full high-vac system, heat and air conditioning. If you notice in here, they've got pretty big vent openings.
Right.
So that's a big thing when you have that unit. Having that availability to have big enough vents produces really nice heat, produces really good air conditioning. With the air conditioning, you got a 3-cylinder. It creates a good RPM so that you can actually have good air conditioning to overcome any heat issues you have with a UTV in the market.
Okay, so let's talk about tires. Do you have, I'm assuming, different size, at least width in the front and rear?
These are going to be all the same, 29-inch, nice tires, nice rims. The rear are a little bit wider.
Okay.
But they're 29-inch high-quality tires that, you're buying a unit, you're not having to go spend money on buying aftermarket stuff. They actually give you good stuff to start with.
Okay. Of course, you got folding mirrors here that will push, right in.
Yep, and that's standard on these units.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a walk to the side here in a minute and take a look at that.
Sure.
On this particular model, we've got the screen doors.
Yep.
And do they just snap into the buckle here?
Pop up, and just a protective thing. Once you add doors, this comes off as well as the extra bar. But you have to have the doors to take that off.
Okay. I like the seats in here.
Super soft.
They are. I drove it a little bit earlier.
Yeah. I mean, so if you got a spouse, and they sit in here and they're like, holy, this shit's nice. I mean, it's smooth, it's nice and soft. Also adjustable for those people that may be a little short in life.
Okay, that's a drain plug right there?
That's correct. They do have drain plugs So if you wash out, you can pull them out, and then they just pop back in there and turn them in.
Okay. Now in the back, you have again the same kind of seating here. This is some kind of vinyl, I'm assuming.
Vinyl.
Okay.
Correct.
I know in the front the armrest pulls down to cup holders. Does it pull down in the back?
Yes, it does. It does expose the battery, but it does have a center console.
Okay.
So the battery's extremely accessible for if you have to jump start or something.
Right, which is always nice, right? All those little convenient things.
Yes.
Okay. We got a fuel fill on this side.
Correct.
And then we're going to move to the back and talk about the bed.
Sounds good.
Okay, so the bed is, I notice there's no handle, so.
Right.
Oh, that is nice.
Electric over hydraulic. And the kicker is it's standard on all Pro 10s.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not an option you have to buy.
Nope.
Oh,
So
man.
you got a nice heavy cylinder underneath this unit. Tilts up, so if you want to do some work or somebody irritates you, you can dump them out. It's got a nice tailgate also. Pops down. I always tell people there's a tape measure on there. The old ones, they didn't have numbers. Now they got numbers, so you can't lie about the size of your fish.
Anymore.
So that's perfect.
That's not as fun.
Yeah,
You got
I mean-
cup holders in there. You've also got a 12-volt outlet.
And that's standard on this unit. That's
All
the big
standard.
thing about CFMOTO. A lot of standard features that nobody else puts in their units.
Bed size, length, width.
I'd have to look, but it's ample size. It's going to be comparable to everything in the industry in the
Okay.
same class. It does have nice steel tie downs as well as it's got the quick catch stuff. You know, CFMOTO builds a variety of things that you can put on from a rack to different toolboxes and things like that.
Okay, so that and they just clip into these holes here, like everyone else in the industry.
Pretty
They have their own
Little
system to clip
variation,
in.
but they seem to work well.
Okay, let's talk about the motor for a minute. What size?
It's a 999cc triple cylinder.
Triple cylinder.
Yep. So,
Okay.
and that's when I was talking about the RPM curves for the air conditioner in the Highland units. When you got a 3-cylinder or more, it creates a better RPM curve, so you have extremely good air conditioning, so it can overcome heat issues of side by side.
All right, and then if somebody wanted to do a little bit of their own maintenance, where would they get at? Like, say, the oil filter, oil plug. Is that
So
accessible?
on the opposite side,
Yep.
the oil filter is a spin-on. It's extremely easy to get to. So they're making this thing compared to the other models they've had with the cartridges. This is a spin-on. So it's easy to change your oil. You probably do it in 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then in the rear seat on this one, you can pop it up, and the air filter is very accessible. So
Okay, so all those things are accessible for the do-it-yourself kind of person
Absolutely.
that wants to do it. Okay. Suspension in the rear.
A-arm type suspension
Okay.
again. Standard type of deal. You got overload. You can set it to. As the front, you can also.
Okay. Now, I noticed you got a 2-inch hitch or receiver here.
Yep.
Okay. What's
So-
the towing capacity?
2,500 and 1,000 in the box for
1,000 in the box. Wow, that's good. And then, wow. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, you know what? Let's go up and take a look at that cab. All right. So walk us through what is in the front. Maybe just starting on your right there. We got a glove box.
So there's ample amount of storage in this unit. You're gonna have a glove box over on the passenger side as well as one on the driver's side. Some of the neat features on this unit is that there is a lanyard also that they keep in here. So that lanyard can operate your winch as well as your dump box, and it has 2 plug-ins down alongside your knee here. So you can do that. You can be running your unit outside of the side-by-side. So they really looked and made that convenient, and they made sure they thought about that so you can run that box up and down if you got a project or run your winch if you're out doing something.
I like the fact you can do both.
Absolutely.
I've only seen remotes that will operate just the winch, never one
Right.
that does the actual bed.
So that's kind of cool that they
It
did
is.
that. Again, the guys that designed this, you know, CFMOTO really listens to the customer and listens to the dealers. And it's really an attribute of what they came up with, is that they actually listen to the customer. And that's really cool in the industry because a lot of people don't listen, and they do. So they're looking out for you.
Okay, Now, up above here, you've got some, I'm assuming these are dummy switches to put in other accessories?
Correct. And if you have the power tilting windshield, it's going to be one spot that you put a switch in, as well as say if you're going to do light bars or any other accessories.
Just
So
that accessory to...
they have those blocks in there for you, as well as in the dash here you have some. Now in the high vac models, that's where your heat and air conditioning knobs are.
Okay.
So that makes it kind of simple. It's very visible. You got a touch screen in here. You got different things that you got: media, membership center, CFMOTO navigation. One thing, Apple CarPlay, knowing that you can hook into your phone. You can hook your phone in. It's just a lot of things. The mapping you have to download through the internet, but you have mapping.
Okay.
If you get lost, it's kind of nice. So, yeah.
Yes, it is. Now, do they have a ride share system similar to, say, Polaris?
That I don't believe. I don't believe they have.
However, folks, if you have Apple CarPlay, you can download any app on your phone and you use it through the screen. So the navigation itself doesn't really need to have that.
Right, and that's what I said. You can download the Polaris app and run it through your CFMOTO.
You can.
So that's kind of cool. And you got power ports. You got the traditional 12 volt for some of us old timers that have old stuff. And then you got the USB ports for your new phones and so forth.
And that is, by the way, folks, that's a USB-A and a USB-C in there. So they're both.
Yep.
Okay, so talk to us about the buttons that are right down here.
One of the really cool things, so this unit is a push button shift, okay? Now, a lot of people are out doing stuff, checking your deer tracks cameras. You've got that in high range. You stop, you've got your foot on the brake. You just reach over and you push this electric park button. And that locks the parking brake. You don't have to shift the machine into park or neutral or anything. You jump out, you do your stuff, you jump back in, you depress the foot pedal, and it unlocks the brake to go ahead.
Automatically.
So you can be in and out of this vehicle really
quickly
and not have to mess around with shifting. The next button, you got your box, so you can run that up and down. And then the next is your winch, and then they actually have a voice button, so you can push that to connect to voice.
Through the system. Yeah, if you're on your phone, folks, and you have your phone set to wake up to Siri, you can just use your own Siri and give commands to the phone too.
Yep.
Okay, now just to the left of that, you've got a CFMOTO dial.
Yep,
and
that'll be your volume. So there is a stereo in here. You have different modes on this unit also. So you got a work mode, a normal mode that pops up right up on the top of your screen up there.
What's the difference between work mode and normal mode?
Basically, it slows your throttle response in the work, so you're not as apt to jerk around as much.
Okay.
So it just makes it a smoother operation while you're doing the work stuff, where you're not out doing the playing or running trails.
Okay.
Huge for CFMOTO is the fact that they did do a turf lock, so you can hear that it'll lock up. It shows you on there. So, and then you can unlock it. The big thing is people have nice lawns, golf courses, whatever it is out there. You don't want to rip it up. Plus, it makes your tires last longer because you're not binding them or squeaking on the tar. So that's a great function. The arrows are for your radio stations to find them. And then you got a hill descent option on there.
Oh, nice.
It helps you to slow you down hills.
All right. Now, is the steering wheel adjustable?
Yes, it is. That pops up.
Okay.
And it goes down really low. So a lot of room there in the steering wheel.
Okay. And then, of course, you just have your standard pedals down there.
Correct. Brake. Your four-wheel drive actuators over on this side. You got two four-wheel drive, and you got four-wheel drive lock. So with the rear end locked and that locked, you got a true four-wheel drive. So
so they're all locked.
A lot more stuck so that you can use that 4,500-pound winch.
Yes. Or use it to pull somebody else out.
Well, hopefully a different brand.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a few more questions, Pete, and we'll go up front here to talk about them.
Sure.
All right, so just a few more questions, Pete. One is availability. If I saw this video and I said, I want to go get one from Bike Barn.
Yep.
Do you have them available?
Got really good availability of the non-cab units. So the Highland ones are tougher to get because there's a demand for them. But the regular ones we have, so we have them in stock, whether in the single seat, which is $16,999 plus the freight and setup, or the crew cab for $18,999 plus the freight and setup. So we do have those available and they're ready to go. Camouflage is extra. I think it's $450 or $500.
Okay. All right. What about warranty?
Warranty, you got a 12-month warranty on a CFMOTO. However, we do have options to extend that warranty up to 60 months.
Okay.
For like particularly on this unit here or any of these over 1,000 cc or in that 800 to
range.
1,000, it's $1,936 to add 60 months.
Okay.
Total of 72 months on that unit.
Okay.
Of course, it doesn't cover wear parts, but it does cover the main components of this unit, which there's a lot of main components on here that are fairly expensive to replace if something happened.
Well, I'll tell you what, Pete, thank you so much for taking your time to take us through this beautiful utility vehicle. It's absolutely awesome. Thanks for your time.
Appreciate it, Nathan. Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks for watching.
If you like this video, then be sure to check out our full review of the 2024 Kawasaki Ridge Ranch Edition, why it wins at $22,999. Thanks for watching.